Hello, it is November the 12th, and that means that it is in the middle of NaNowrimo for this year, but this is my day one of NaNowrimo. Life has been so busy and just ridiculous, and I haven't had time to make videos, I haven't had time to blog, I haven't had time to do much of anything, but I took today and decided I was actually going to sit down and start my NaNowrimo, and I'm about 5,000 words in, so I figured I'd also sit down and do the NaNowrimo tag. So here we go. The first question is, how many times have you done NaNowrimo? I have done it 8 times, I think. I could count it up really fast. My first year doing it was in 2006. So I did it in 06, 07, 08, 09, skipped 010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, this is my 9th one. Wow, it's my 9th NaNowrimo. So the second question is, how did I first find out about NaNowrimo? I actually heard from a friend on October 30th in 2006, and she said, hey, there's this thing, and here's the website, and I think that you and I should do it together, and it would be super fun, so sign up. So I literally heard of it 2 days before the event started, jumped in, and I won that year. The third question is, what was the name of my first novel? And I have to tell you, I honestly don't remember. I've been looking for it everywhere. I can't find it. I don't remember what the name of it was at all. It was a weird story about a kid sorcerer in a high fantasy situation who is born to a family and a whole village of sheep herders, and when he accidentally explodes the sheep because of his accidental magic happening, they drive him out, and he goes on this quest to figure out how to get his life together. And yeah, I remember what it was called, but his name was Achu, A-C-H-U, because I just needed to write something. I was just trying to see if I even could write 50,000 words. Turns out I could. A 1-sentence summary of what I'm writing this year. I am writing a sequel to the novel that I finished earlier this year that has to do with snags in the fabric of space-time and what happens if you go into the past and alter things toward the future. What's the best writing advice that I've ever been given? That is actually that bad words on the page are better than no words on the page. At least bad words on the page can be edited, and you're at least getting ideas down, and you're at least getting into that mode of writing. If you wait for everything to be absolutely perfect, and if you're trying to make every sentence absolutely perfect the first time that you write it down, you're never gonna get anything written, because yeah, you can edit stuff later. This is going to get edited before I post it anywhere, so it's a perfect example. Did I ever take a year off of Nano, and why? I did. I took the year 2010 off. I actually signed up that year and I wrote maybe 2,000 or 3,000 words, and then just decided it was more than what I could handle. There was a lot going on that year. I had moved maybe a year previously, kind of like this year where I'd moved about a year ago. But I wasn't really settled, and there was just a lot going on, and Nano, something had to give, so Nano went away. My biggest inspiration when figuring out what to write is, well, it changes. It depends on what I'm feeling at the time. I once wrote a novel because I was so irritated with someone I knew being completely obsessed with Twilight. And so my Nano that year was about 2 roommates, and one of them thinks that she's a vampire and goes off to this commune thing with other vampires. They aren't really, they've all been tricked into thinking that they are, and my protagonist has to go after her friend and try to save her from the people who think that they're vampires. And it was all written as a reaction to my experience with Twilight, which, yeah. Other stuff, it can come as sort of like this idea that's more like an itch that never really goes away, and I find that if I have an idea that doesn't go away, chances are I need to probably pursue it and write it down. So if it's something that's been bugging me for a while, like the story arc that I'm working on now is a thing that's been bugging me for a while, then I know that I need to follow that rabbit trail and see where it goes. Read us the first sentence from one of my novels. Well, I just looked it up. The very first sentence of that vampire novel is, "Hi, my name is Cassandra and I'm a vampire." And the last question is, why do I love writing? I love writing because it gives me a chance to sort of disconnect and go into this whole other world where I am not even in charge of everything, because sometimes I know that I'm creating everything, but things just sort of happen and I follow them through to see where it's going to go, which is kind of exciting. But also it's nice to have that kind of creative outlet. Like I go into this zone and it's like hours just go away while I'm in this mental state, and it is really nice. I like it. I like being there, and even though I am very outgoing and very much a people person, I also really love my time where I just sit at my computer. So yeah, it's awesome.